Are you feeling more and more anxious and stressed out every single day? Are you someone that has tried everything that they can think of to get rid of their anxiety, but nothing seems to work? If this is you, then do not worry, because today I am going to tell you 4 drinks that you should completely stop drinking if you want less anxiety. This video will go viral because it is practical, specific, and highly searchable. So please hit the like button for the algorithm, so more people can benefit from this video. Also, I would like to mention that I am not a doctor, and this video is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's start with number 1, energy drinks. So I would say that energy drinks are probably the most common drink that people drink on a regular basis that causes anxiety. And this is mainly due to 2 reasons. First, energy drinks contain high amounts of caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant that can increase your heart rate, cause muscle breakdown, and even interfere with the balance of neurotransmitters in your brain. Second, energy drinks often have added sugar. Sugar rushes can lead to mood swings, irritability, and increased stress levels. Studies have shown that consuming too much sugar can activate the fight-or-flight response in your body, which leads to an increase in adrenaline and cortisol, both of which contribute to anxiety. Consuming these 2 things can take you from feeling calm and relaxed to feeling jittery and paranoid very quickly. But there is also another hidden ingredient that is found in many energy drinks that can severely impact your mental health if consumed regularly. And that ingredient is called guarana. Guarana is a natural stimulant that is extracted from the seeds of the plant. It is often used in energy drinks for its stimulant properties. The American Academy of Consumer Research states that guarana contains twice as much caffeine per kilogram than coffee beans. It's also a lot harder to regulate how much caffeine you're going to consume when you drink an energy drink compared to coffee because of the misleading serving sizes. Most energy drinks list the caffeine content based on a single can or bottle, which typically contains about 8 ounces of liquid. However, the entire contents of the can or bottle are not typically consumed at once. Instead, it is common for people to consume the contents over several refills, without realizing that each refill could provide another dose of caffeine. According to Healthline, the average amount of caffeine in 1 serving of energy drinks is 45 milligrams, and the FDA considers a safe amount of caffeine consumption for healthy adults to be up to 400 milligrams per day. That means that if you were to have just 2 energy drinks with the average amount of caffeine per serving, you would already be at 90 milligrams of caffeine, which is more than a quarter of the FDA's recommended limit. If you were to add 3 more servings of energy drinks to that, you would now be at 135 milligrams of caffeine, which is more than a third of the FDA's recommended limit. Now imagine what would happen to your body if you drank the whole can of energy drink all at once. You can see how it would be extremely easy to exceed the recommended caffeine intake simply by consuming 2 or 3 energy drinks, which could lead to increased feelings of anxiety and other negative effects, such as insomnia, headaches, and an increased heart rate. No to alcohol. The next drink that you need to cut out of your life if you want less anxiety is alcohol. It may seem counterintuitive since many people drink alcohol to help them relax. But actually, alcohol has the opposite effect on your brain chemistry and can actually make your anxiety worse in the long run. Here's how. When you drink alcoholic beverages, the body absorbs the alcohol into the bloodstream, and it makes its way to the brain. Once in the brain, alcohol begins to affect the balance of neurotransmitters, which are chemicals that are responsible for sending signals between nerve cells in the brain. One of the main neurotransmitters that alcohol affects is GABA, which stands for gamma-aminobutyric acid. GABA is known as a major sleep-promoting and anxiety-inducing neurotransmitter in the brain. So when alcohol increases the effects of GABA, it can result in feelings of relaxation and drowsiness. Another neurotransmitter that alcohol affects is glutamate. It's an important neurotransmitter involved in various brain functions, including learning and memory. Alcohol inhibits the effects of glutamate, which can lead to cognitive impairment, including problems with memory, attention, and decision-making. It also impairs another neurotransmitter called serotonin, which plays a key role in mood regulation, happiness, and well-being. By reducing serotonin levels, alcohol can contribute to feelings of depression and anxiety. One study published in the journal Addiction found that individuals with a family history of alcohol use disorder were more likely to experience anxiety symptoms after drinking alcohol, even after controlling for other factors, such as childhood trauma and current mental health status. Another study published in the journal Drug and Alcohol Dependence found that heavy drinkers were more likely to suffer from generalized anxiety disorder and panic disorder than non-drinkers. No. 3. Caffeinated soft drinks. The next drink that you should avoid if you have anxiety is caffeinated soft drinks. Even though soft drinks do not usually contain as much caffeine as energy drinks, they still can have a significant impact on your mental health if consumed regularly. This is mainly due to the fact that soft drinks are often consumed in large quantities and in a short period of time. It's very common for people to drink multiple cans or bottles of soda during a single sitting, which can lead to an excessive amount of caffeine consumption. A recent study published in the journal Current Psychology found that consuming high amounts of caffeine can lead to an increase in anxiety symptoms, including feelings of nervousness, restlessness, and increased heart rate. Another study published in the journal Drug and Alcohol Dependence found that regular consumption of caffeinated soft drinks was associated with an increased risk of developing anxiety disorders. In addition to the caffeine content, many soft drinks are also high in sugar. As I mentioned earlier, consuming too much sugar can lead to mood swings, irritability, and increased stress levels. Studies show that consuming high amounts of sugar can increase cortisol levels, which is a hormone that is associated with stress and anxiety. And no. 4. Fruit juice. Last but certainly not least, fruit juice. Fruit juice may seem like a healthy alternative to soft drinks and energy drinks, but it can still be problematic if you have anxiety. The reason for this is that most fruit juices are high in sugar content, even if they contain vitamins and minerals, according to the American Heart Association. Most Americans consume more than the recommended amount of added sugars, with many getting it from seemingly healthy sources such as fruit juice. Fruit juice contains natural sugars such as fructose and glucose, which can lead to blood sugar spikes and subsequent crashes. This can result in feelings of irritability, fatigue, and anxiety. For example, a study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that consuming high amounts of fruit juice was associated with an increased risk of developing metabolic syndrome, which is a cluster of conditions including abdominal obesity, high triglycerides, high blood sugar, abnormal cholesterol levels, and high blood pressure. Another study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming fruit juice was associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes, both of which are conditions that are linked to anxiety. Now, before you throw away all of your fruit, let me clarify that I am not saying that eating the whole fruit itself is bad for you. In fact, eating the whole fruit is a great source of nutrients and fiber, and it can help reduce the risk of anxiety. Fiber slows down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, which helps prevent blood sugar spikes and crashes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button for the algorithm, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video.